Have you ever wondered why some people earning just $50,000 a year manage to build real wealth, while others making six figures still live paycheck to paycheck? It's almost like the wealthy know something about money that most Americans never learn, and they do. Today, I'm revealing 7 hidden financial habits that quietly drain your money without you even noticing. Warren Buffett has a famous saying, rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. These damaging habits are exactly what he means. They're not flashy or obvious, but they're powerful enough to decide whether you'll struggle at age 65 or enjoy true financial freedom. Make sure you pay extra attention to habit number 5. It's something most financial advisors never talk about, yet it could be costing you more than all the others combined. Each of these habits sets off a chain reaction that slowly eats away at your wealth, but the good news is this: breaking even one of them can completely change your financial future. Let's take a look at the 7 silent money traps you need to cut out of your life right now. Habit 1, not tracking your daily small expenses. Habit 2, over-relying on credit cards. That credit card in your wallet may feel convenient, but it can quietly destroy your wealth if you're not careful. Credit cards aren't bad by themselves, but without a smart strategy, they turn into financial traps. The average American household owes over $6,000 on credit cards, and with interest rates around 20%, that's not just borrowing, it's a money leak. Studies show people spend 12 to 18% more when using credit instead of cash because swiping doesn't feel like real spending. A $1,000 TV might not feel like much in the moment, but at 20% interest, paying only the minimum will end up costing nearly $2,000 and take over 7 years to pay off. That's the price of instant gratification. I've worked with people who earned great salaries but were drowning in credit card debt, like one doctor earning $200,000 a year who was shocked to find he had $35,000 in credit card balances from small, forgettable purchases. He was losing $7,000 a year in interest alone, money that could have grown through investing. If you're in debt, stop using credit cards right away. Use the debt avalanche method. Focus on paying off the highest interest card first, while making minimum payments on the rest. You can also explore balance transfer offers with 0% interest for 15 to 18 months from companies like Chase, Citi, or Capital One to buy some time. If you're debt-free, use credit cards wisely, pay off the full balance every month without fail, and use rewards cards that suit your spending habits, like Chase Sapphire or Amex Blue Cash. But remember, if you carry a balance, no amount of rewards can make up for 20% interest. Credit card debt is like quicksand. The more you rely on it without a clear plan, the deeper you get stuck. Are these tips helpful for your situation? If they are, drop "money wisdom" in the comments. Your feedback helps me build content that truly supports your financial goals. Now let's move on to another sneaky habit that ruins retirement plans, even though most people don't see it coming. Habit 3, ignoring small debts and late payments. Saying, "It's just $50, I'll pay it next week," might seem harmless, but ignoring small debts and missing payment deadlines can quietly wreck your financial future. These little slip-ups are like termites that slowly eat away at your financial stability. In a credit-based system like America's, even one late payment can lower your credit score by as much as 110 points, and that one mistake stays on your record for 7 years. That forgotten $50 utility bill? It could end up costing you thousands. For example, if your score drops by 100 points, your mortgage interest rate could go up by 1.5%, adding nearly $70,000 in extra payments over the life of a typical $220,000 home loan. It's not just home loans either. Car loans, insurance premiums, even your phone bill can cost more if your credit score takes a hit. Insurance companies like Allstate and Progressive actually use credit scores to set their rates, and poor credit could mean paying up to 40% more. The solution starts with being organized. Set up auto-pay for as many bills as you can: utilities, credit cards, phone, streaming services, and for any that change monthly, use calendar reminders 5 days before they're due. Apps like Prism or Mint can track all your bills in one place and send reminders so nothing slips through. Also, build a debt map that lists every debt you owe, no matter how small, with due dates and interest rates. Start by paying off the smallest ones first for a quick psychological win. Behavioral experts like Dan Ariely say checking off small debts gives you motivation to keep going. Those little bills you're ignoring today could turn into massive costs tomorrow. But there's another financial habit, one that sneaks up even on people who think they're being careful. It only happens once or twice a year, but it always feels like an emergency when it does. Habit 4, not planning for predictable annual expenses. Every year, things like Christmas, property taxes, and car insurance show up right on schedule, but still, millions of people treat these predictable bills like surprise emergencies. Instead of preparing, they end up swiping credit cards and falling into debt that can take months to pay off. The truth is, these yearly expenses usually add up to between $5,000 and $10,000 for the average household. Just look at the numbers: $2,400 for property taxes, $200 for car insurance, $800 for gifts, $3,000 for vacations, $500 for back-to-school shopping, and $700 for car maintenance. That's $8,600 in total, and none of it should be a surprise. I learned this the hard way when I got hit with a $2,200 property tax bill I knew was coming but hadn't saved for. I had to charge it to a credit card and spent 4 stressful months paying it off with interest. Now, I use a much smarter system that saves me from that stress, and you can use it too. First, create a separate bank account just for yearly expenses. Then, add up all your predictable annual costs and divide the total by 12, so for $8,600 a year, that's about $717 per month. Set up an automatic transfer of that amount to your new account every month. Online banks like Ally or Capital One 360 let you create multiple savings accounts with no fees, and you can label them things like Christmas Fund, Vacation Fund, or Property Taxes. This method, often called sinking funds, removes the pressure of big bills and protects you from falling into the yearly debt trap. Even though this system seems like common sense, nearly 70% of Americans still don't do it. And as helpful as this strategy is, it can still be ruined by the next wealth-draining habit, one that retailers have spent billions learning how to take advantage of. Habit 5, impulse buying and falling for irresistible deals. Limited time offer, only one left, 70% off today only. These phrases are designed to trick your brain into spending money fast. It's called impulse buying, and it's one of the easiest ways to lose money without realizing it. Retailers have spent billions learning how to trigger your fear of missing out and your brain's reward system. When you see a deal, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical released when gambling or using drugs. You're not excited about the item, you're addicted to the feeling of getting it. That's why many people feel regret soon after buying. I've seen even smart people fall into this trap. One client had a garage full of unused fitness gear, a $2,000 Peloton, a $900 rowing machine, and a $1,500 gym setup, all bought because they were on sale. But the real loss wasn't just the $4,400 he spent. If he had invested that money instead, it could have grown to over $20,000 in 15 years. To stop this cycle, try the 48-hour rule. If something costs more than $100 and isn't a necessity, wait 2 days before buying. Make a list in your phone with the date you saw the item, and after 48 hours, ask yourself, do I still want it? Will it truly improve my life? Would I rather have the item or the money working for my future? You'll be surprised how many must-haves suddenly don't matter. For online shopping, use tools like Honey to check if the price is actually a deal. Many limited-time offers on sites like Amazon are just marketing tricks. Also, unsubscribe from store emails. They're not updates, they're designed to tempt you. I'm curious, which of these habits have you noticed in your own life? Maybe you're great at avoiding impulse buys but struggle with small daily spending. Or maybe you've learned to handle credit cards wisely but haven't started saving or investing. Share your biggest money challenge in the comments. Your story might help someone else who's in the same boat. While impulse shopping eats away at your wealth bit by bit, the next habit is different. It's not something you do, but something you fail to do. And that quiet inaction might be hurting your finances more than anything else. Habit 6, not having a clear investment strategy. "I'll start investing someday," is one of the most expensive things you can say. While you wait for the perfect time to invest, you're losing money in two ways. Your money is losing value because of inflation, and you're missing out on compound growth, the most powerful wealth-building force. The numbers are shocking. If your money is sitting in a savings account earning only 0.06% while inflation is around 2 to 3%, you're losing about 2.5% in buying power every year. In 10 years, your $10,000 will only buy what $7,500 can today. Meanwhile, the stock market, specifically the S&P 500, has historically returned about 10% a year. Every day you delay, the gap between growing your wealth and watching it shrink gets bigger. Let's say you start investing $500 a month at age 40, by 65, you could have about $380,000 at a 7% return. But if you wait until 50 to start, you'll have only around $150,000. That's not just because you invested less, it's because you lost the powerful effect of compounding. As Warren Buffett famously said, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. The good news? Starting isn't hard. First, if your employer offers a 401k match, contribute enough to get the full match, it's free money. Then, open a Roth or traditional IRA through companies like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab. If you're new to investing, try a target date fund like Vanguard's Target Retirement Series, which automatically becomes more conservative as you get older. If you already invest but don't have a plan, consider the simple 3-fund portfolio, a US stock fund like VTI, an international fund like VXUS, and a bond fund like BND. This approach gives you global diversification, is easy to manage, and helps reduce risk. Not having a plan doesn't just slow you down, it can ruin your financial future. And even if you have the perfect plan, our next and final wealth-killing habit can undo all your hard work. It's a hidden trap that even financially smart people fall into, and it's the reason many never reach true wealth. Habit 7, neglecting continuous financial education. Knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. The financial world keeps changing with new tax laws, investment options, and economic shifts. People who keep learning adjust and grow their wealth, while those who don't often fall behind. Surprisingly, many people spend more time researching their next phone than learning how to manage their money. This lack of financial knowledge costs Americans billions each year. A FINRA study showed that people with higher financial literacy earn about 1.3% more each year than others. That might sound small, but over 30 years on a $100,000 investment, it adds up to more than $170,000. On top of that, those with less knowledge pay around $300 more every year in credit card and loan fees, money that could have been invested instead. I've seen this happen often. One couple had saved for years in their 401k, but they chose high-fee mutual funds with 1.2% expense ratios instead of low-cost index funds with only 0.04% fees. That 1.16% difference quietly took over $100,000 from their retirement savings over 25 years. No one had ever told them about fees, a small bit of knowledge that could have made them 6 figures richer. The good news is that financial education is now easier to access than ever. Just 15 to 30 minutes a week can make a big difference. Books like The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins and The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel explain important ideas in simple language. Podcasts like Afford Anything or The Money Guy Show are great for learning while you commute. Free sites like Khan Academy offer lessons on everything from budgeting to investing. And if you want expert help, consider working with a certified financial planner who's a fiduciary, someone who must put your interests first, not sell you products. Financial education isn't about becoming an expert, it's about learning enough to avoid big mistakes and make smart choices. Like Benjamin Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And that's the key to your financial future: small, steady improvements in what you know and how you handle money can grow into life-changing wealth over time. These 7 habits may look simple, but together, they shape whether you struggle in retirement or live with freedom and peace of mind. Habit 8, Lifestyle Creep. You get a raise, and suddenly your old car feels too outdated, your apartment too small, your clothes too basic. So you upgrade, just a little. Then a little more. Before you know it, your expenses have risen to match your new income, and the raise that could have built wealth disappears into a fancier lifestyle. This slow and silent financial trap is called lifestyle creep. According to a study by Lending Club, over 60% of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck, not because they don't earn enough, but because their spending scaled with their income. The problem isn't making more money, it's spending it all. I once worked with a client who doubled his income in 5 years but had less in savings than when he started. He upgraded to a luxury SUV, leased a bigger house, and dined out 5 nights a week, all justifiable in his mind because he could afford it. But when an emergency hit, he had no cushion and had to take on debt. The solution is simple but requires discipline. Set a wealth floor and a lifestyle ceiling. Your wealth floor is the percentage of your income you commit to saving and investing, say, 30%, no matter how much you earn. Your lifestyle ceiling is the lifestyle you maintain even when your income increases. Instead of upgrading your entire lifestyle with every raise, upgrade your net worth. Automate your savings to increase with each pay raise so the money is gone before you're tempted to spend it. Delay major lifestyle upgrades by 6 months after a raise and ask yourself, is this purchase a true need or just a reward? Track your net worth quarterly, it's a far better measure of progress than income. Remember, wealth isn't built by how much you earn, but by how much you keep. Lifestyle creep is the quiet thief of wealth, and recognizing it is the first step to stopping it. If you found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss our future uploads. See you in the next video.